And that's the biggest piece is whether it's counsel or whether it's coaching. And these are principles and philosophies, Aaron, that work in every domain of our life that we've hit on. So it's not just your business, although we're talking about business, but you have to have coaching. You have to have people in strategic seats, counsel. And so with that, your counsel or your coaches would tell you that, one, you need a plan, right? You might have a great idea. You might have a decent vision, but if you don't have a plan, you'll fail.
Yeah.
You'll never get to where you think you want to go. And you've got to understand how to fly by instruments, which means you have to have data and metrics.
Good.
We're talking about a very large client of yours that does massive, massive numbers on a global type scale. Yet their problem right now is they have so much influx of clientele that it's hard for them to nail down who is their primary target. Right? So you got to be able to gather the data, review the metrics, so you have a specific individual that you're going after. Once you have that in place, then you can begin to spend 80% of your efforts on your top 20% clientele and watch your business not explode overnight.
Yep.
So flying by instruments. You can also fly higher, right? So you get to an echelon of business that others could only dream of. You now get to fly over the mountains. If the circumstance arises, then you've got everything it takes to fly through the weather. But even so, most IFR pilots have the capability to fly over the weather.
So good.
And that's something that requires counsel and coaching.
Yep. You need those second, third, fourth sets of eyes. You need the specialists sitting in the individual seats. You have to drop the ego, realize you can't do it alone, and start recruiting the right people to take your vision to the next step.
Yep, for sure. And another thing that comes with IFR type flying is you get the opportunity to fly at a much higher altitude. And the gift of flying at a higher altitude is it requires a lot less thrust, right? So when you're starting your business, when you're trying to get off the ground, when you're attempting to get over a mountain, it takes a lot more thrust with a positive attitude, so lots of effort to get you up to altitude. But once you're at altitude, you have the opportunity to throttle back, right? So it's a lot less effort that's going out the door, yet you're flying with less resistance. You have the same amount of people behind you that you're going to take with you. You're on a strategic flight plan. You've received clearance from ground control that this is the right direction to go in. These are the right moves to make. These are the right people to hire. These are the right people you need to let go of. And so you're able to move further down the road far more efficiently with a lot less effort. And you have the opportunity not only to fly with less resistance, but you get the opportunity to fly in a straight line.
So good. So good. And the last piece of this, if we're going to give you the how, kind of practical, tactical, ego check. So, if this is hitting you between the eyes, check that ego. Step 2, get some counsel, coaching, mentorship, get a part of a group, get some strategic relationships. Don't surround yourself with yes men that are only just complimenting you and patting you on the back. You want to have someone that's going to give you that intrusive accountability, hold you accountable to the third piece of this, which is a greater vision. You started your business because you want to have income, impact, investments. You want to inspire people. So that vision is important. You have to have the vision of where you're going, and the vision should be powerful, compelling, and it should motivate you to work past these initial struggles. So when you get stuck in that forest and trees problem, you can elevate above and start to see the whole landscape of the direction you're moving in.
For sure. You got to have it. It goes right back to my Mount Massive climb. Is our vision was very, very short. We probably couldn't see more than 50 meters ahead of us. But we also had a plan that told us how many steps to go in one direction, when to change course, and how many steps to go in the next direction. And so by flying, we were hiking by sight, but we were also hiking by instrument.
Love that.
That's the only reason we had the opportunity to meet summit. And so the same way in our business, the same way that works in your family, the same way that works in your finances, and the same way that works in your health, is you can see what you can see, but what you can see is always going to be limited.
Love that.
Right? You've got to have people that are outside your sphere that'll help you make the decisions that you've been attempting to avoid, help you to see things that you're otherwise not seeing yourself, and really help you to get from point A to point B. Because if you're left up to your own facilities, regardless of how good you think that you are, there's only so much that you can process. There's only so much that your hands can create. You've got to be able to do more with the 6 inches between your ears than you do with the 6 inches between your hand spans. There's only so much that this can do. And so relationship is the biggest key in that.
Love that. Love that. All right, guys, if you are a business owner, this podcast served you in any way, do us a big favor and leave us a 5-star review, like, share, comment, share this with somebody else along their journey. Quick recap for you. If you are flying by sight alone, you will not reach the long-term vision and destinations you want to create. And more so than anything, you're not going to be able to bring the people along that you want to bring with you. This is your friends, your family, and your future kids and grandkids and the legacy you want to leave behind. Choose to drop the ego. Get some counsel in your life, coaching, mentorship. Get a part of a group that will challenge your way of thinking so you can think bigger and bolder and have a clear vision with where you're going.
I love it.
Much love, many blessings. We'll talk to you guys soon. Boom.